A good square corner has a sharp, well-defined corner on the outside edge and a clean, radiused edge on the inside. It shouldn't have any undercuts or scarring. I usually make all of my square corners at the vise. The vise gives me the control that I need to only hammer the sections of the forging that I want to be working on. In other words, with this method, I don't need to be hammering on any other section of the bar to forge the square corner. I usually start my square corners by forging the bend over a vise insert that has a good radius. Using a vise insert gives me a clean bend without any scarring. To start forging the square corner, I'll place the bar horizontally in the vise, and then I'll hammer it with an extremely light hammer. This is a 1/2 inch square bar, and I'm hitting it with an 8-ounce ball-peen hammer, and if I had something a little smaller, I'd probably use that. The square corner is forged gradually by hammering on one side of the corner and then rotating the bar around and hammering on the other side of the corner. The key to this process is to use a hammer that's light enough so that the forging won't be driven sideways in the jaws of the vise, but still heavy enough to do the forging. Now, the only thing I'm trying to get done with this heat is to make sure that the bars leading into the square corner are as straight as they can be. That'll create a sharp square corner. I just won't have quite enough material to define the outside edge. Now that the corner is sharp and well defined, the hammer is going to be a lot more effective in upsetting the two bars that are leading into the corner. Now the process is exactly the same as the first heat, only now I'm really concentrating on hitting at the very end of the bars to upset as much material as I can into the corner. You'll notice during this demonstration that every time that I clamp the bar on the vise, the inside edge of the square corner is always facing the vise opening. That way I won't accidentally scar the inside edge of the square corner by driving it into one of the vise jaws. This is the last heat at the vise, and I'm just going to use it to further refine the corner. Again, I'm concentrating on hitting at the very ends of the bars and upsetting as much material as I can. The final heat's going to be at the anvil, where I straighten out the corner and clean up the forging. And don't forget to grease your vise screw once in a while. And again, this heat is just going to be used to clean up the corner. I'm not forging any metal here. I'm just doing a bit of shaping to make sure that the corner is square and the bars leading up to it are straight and true. During this process, you want to make sure that you stay away from any sharp corners of the anvil that might scar the inside edge of that face. A good decorative square corner has enough material upset into the corner to maintain the full bar thickness right through the entire corner. You don't want to have to cheat by pinching that square corner a little bit to define that outside edge. It's just not going to give you the look that you want.